Live broadcast. We are coming to you live from YouTube and Facebook simultaneously. Super excited to have you guys with us tonight. If you wouldn't mind, when you jump on, if you would hit that like button or that subscribe button if you're new. That way you'll be notified when we go live in this community or when I upload new content. And as always, if you feel like you have someone in your life that you think would benefit from what we are doing here in this community of amazing women, always feel free to share this video broadcast. So I will always take a second to introduce myself. So my name is Diane, and for the past 25 years, I have been helping women find nutrition plans and fitness programs to help them look and feel their best and live their most authentic life. And in this community, we are now doing that through the process of intermittent fasting and using intermittent fasting as a way to improve our overall life. What's up?
Pull it down a little bit.
Oh, my husband says I need to do something.
No, not that.
Oh, okay. There. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. Little camera adjustment. Now my YouTube one's messed up. Okay, so we'll see if we can get that fixed. So we are doing that through intermittent fasting here. And what we're doing with the community of women is really amazing in the fact that we're improving and changing literally all aspects of women's lives, which I think is fantastic because that always ends up in the trickle-down effect where the people around us, our families, our friends, our neighbors end up benefiting from what we're doing as well. So tonight we're going to continue our discussion about goal setting and specifically talk about follow through and what follow through and goal setting can do for your life, and is it worth it on the front end. So I'm going to use an example of what we go through in our intermittent fasting course that we teach here online. And the first week of our course is where we really teach the fundamentals of fasting correctly, because we all know that there's conflicting information out there in the world of internet. And one day this is good and the next day this is not good. And so a lot of women come to us in this community here frustrated and a little bit confused and feeling like maybe intermittent fasting just isn't going to work for them because what they're doing from the information they're getting from the outside world is just not meshing for them. And so when they jump into the course, we go down to the basics of what intermittent fasting is and really try to help you understand how it is that you can be successful at intermittent fasting if you just do nothing in your fasted state. And that do nothing is really a term that we've kind of recently applied to what it is that we're doing, because we're finding that when we're in our fasted state and we do nothing, we're yielding the best results and we're really simplifying our life. And so to go from the way we were living before, even though it put us in, a lot of times put us in states of not feeling well, put us in a state of having that stubborn hormonal body fat that we couldn't get rid of. For some of us, myself included, putting ourselves in a position where we ended up just becoming sick, very surprisingly, just because of over time of all the dieting and bad nutrition that we had been following. And you go from that to something like intermittent fasting, where you pick a period of time in your day and you do nothing. It can seem a little daunting. And the first couple of days don't feel really great. And there's been a lot of women who've been panicking about the fact that you can't put stuff in your coffee. And those kind of things, when you haven't achieved your goal or you haven't found the success that you were hoping for yet, and you're having to make all these front end sacrifices and give up some of the things that you're really comfortable with, oftentimes make it feel like it's not worth it. But if you set your goals and your priorities up specifically to what you're hoping to achieve in the end with that bigger picture in mind, and you're willing to make the sacrifices and put the work in on the front end, then what ends up happening is you yield the result that you were hoping for, and what you were stressing about the first couple of days almost seems ridiculous in a sense once you've gone through the process and really started to implement some of the changes. And so that's really where we try to focus on with our group and the women that we have going through our course, is really figuring out how to set those goals so that when you have to in the very beginning make some sacrifices, or even more appropriately, the word or the phrase that we probably should use is just make some changes in your life that will yield you some really great results over time with consistency, then it is worth it. And you have to really trust and believe that going through the process will get you there. The beautiful thing about intermittent fasting with goal setting and making those initial sacrifices and what it is you're hoping to get in the big picture is that when you do it correctly, it happens very quickly. The feelings of maybe feeling a little bit deprived go away. And once you really establish a good fasting and feasting protocol and you've taken all those food intolerances out of your diet because you've listened to those signs and signals that your body is sending you, and you're identifying those things that for you may be intolerances that maybe not aren't intolerances for other people, and you can really craft a great lifestyle around food, then it is worth it. And it is that thing that will really become life-changing. And I touched a little bit yesterday on goals that we can set even outside of what we're trying to do with our health and fitness once we've turned things around for ourselves. And a lot of the women who are going through our course come in feeling really down on themselves and feeling hopeless about the weight loss struggles that they're having, feeling like they're never going to be able to lose weight again, and energy levels are low, and feeling really stressed out about the fact that they are on certain medications that they never thought they would have to take on a daily basis. And through the process of this goal setting and making some of the sacrifices that, like I said, on the front end may not seem like they're worth it, but with time and consistency end up proving that they are, so many other avenues of your life really end up opening up. Because when you have an energized sense of calm, when you can function mentally again, for a lot of us, myself included, my brain felt like it had just completely shut down. My memory was gone. It was really hard for me to just complete simple everyday tasks. And when you get that back and you are super excited about what you have ahead of you, as opposed to feeling a little bit burdened or worrisome about your future and what's ahead of you, then everything else in your life has the opportunity to open up. And that's really, like I said last night, where I want to focus, where we're going to go with this group of amazing women and the new women that we pick up along the way in, hey, now we're fixed. Now we're healthy. Now we're in that stage of reversing that aging process, and we've gained our youth and energy and vitality back. What now can we transfer that into in other aspects of our life where we can really benefit? And for a lot of us, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, even 80s, there's so much that we have left that we can partake in, even if it's just actively participating with your family again. If you had to take some time to sort of check out because you didn't have the energy, or, even just the desire to be around other people. And I went through that phase myself. So is it worth it to stick out goals if you're not seeing the results in the beginning? I would have to say, through my own personal experience and through the proof that we've had with a lot of the women that we've worked with over the past 9 months, yes, it is totally worth it. Because when you do things correctly and you do things with the right goals and you do things with the right purpose, then everything just falls into its natural place. And the best thing about what we're doing here with intermittent fasting and the way we're teaching how to intermittent fast correctly is that it really does just simplify everything in your life, which is where we got the do nothing from. And if you can take 20 hours of your day or 18 hours of your day or 16 hours of your day and do nothing but let your body take care of itself, then it's endless what you can do in those hours of your day and with those days of your year and those years in your life. And the opportunities that you will have come to you and the opportunities that you can go take advantage of will be just absolutely mind-blowing for you. So it is worth it. And, for myself included, again, I got to a point where I felt like I had no other option. So this was that thing that just had to work for me because I had proven to myself that everything else had not. So when I set that goal to really stick this out and figure out how to make it work for women, and there are so many people out there that just firmly believe that intermittent fasting should not be something that women do for some crazy reason, I just refuse to believe that. And thankfully, a lot of you have refused to believe that as well, that we have proven in this community that not just for aging women, but for women in general, intermittent fasting can be a very powerful tool when used correctly, and a very powerful way of living your life so that you can truly take advantage of all aspects of your life. But you have to be willing to do that mental switch in your brain and trust that if you can get your brain in the right place and get your heart and emotions in the right place and get your belief system in the right place, that your body has no choice but to follow. And oftentimes those things, the brain, the heart, the passion, all that can kind of get us tripped up and not allow our body the opportunity to follow. And our body is really the follower, and our brain and our emotions are what lead us. And so when we get our brain on the right track, we get our emotions on the right track, then our body does its job and it follows along and it takes care of itself. And that's really what I hope to be able to help most women with when we get them in the course, is figuring out how to let go of some of the things from the past so that we can continue to move forward and not stall out in the place that we're at, being unhappy and not feeling our best. So it's worth it. Definitely make sure you're setting those goals. Make sure that you're willing to make appropriate accommodations for change in your life so that you can yield the results that will get you to the goal that you've set up for yourself. Oftentimes, those things that you have to make sacrifices for, or the changes that you have to make in your life, can be temporary. So once you get things fixed, you can find a way to ease some things back in, or you might find that you don't value them as much as you once thought you did. And when you feel great and you get the energized sense of calm, there's very little things that you will let back in your life that will take that away from you and rob you of that amazing feeling. So oftentimes the things that we covet so closely and the things that we think that we can't live without end up being things that we willfully will let go because we understand the connection and the role that they play in getting us to that point of not feeling and looking our best and living our most authentic life. And so be very careful about what you're holding on to tightly, because you might find out that that could be the very thing that's keeping you from having the life that you hope to have. So we work on that as well in the course. So I'm going to welcome everybody who's here. I'm going to see who's here on YouTube really quickly, if you guys don't mind, and then I'll jump over to my girls on Facebook. Nikita, always good to see you, girlfriend. I'm so happy that you jumped into the alumni course with us. Deb, hello from Ohio, September, an alumni. I need this goal setting video. Good, Deb. We'll work on some specific goal setting too, so don't worry about that. Dana, hello, wonderful fellow fasters from Washington State, class of October 2017, an alumni course. M. Hines, my treat for myself is feeling good. That ice cream is temporary, not worth it in the big picture. Exactly. Ruth, hello from Washington State. How do you handle family that is not supportive? Jennifer, you needed this too. Awesome. I'm so glad it's working for you guys, the topic of conversation this week. How do you handle family that's not supportive? Well, you have to figure out where it is they're not supportive, and then figure out what role that plays and how much information you're giving to people. So if it's your immediate family, like people who are living in your house, I always recommend that you fast around them. So I first started fasting when my kids and husband were out of the house. So I was home by myself, and I didn't really need to announce to anybody when I was eating or what I was eating. I was sort of on my own. And I always say, hey, I'm a grown-up woman. I don't necessarily have to get permission on when and how I'm going to eat. I can make that decision for myself. So you have to kind of set that boundary too, without stepping on too many toes. And then just find ways that you can just build it into your own personal life and your own personal schedule with the boundaries that you have set up for yourself. So if you go away to work, let's say, just don't fast at work. So, just casually skip breakfast. Don't have to announce to anybody that you're not eating. And I always go back to that concept too of, my friends and my family, they don't call me and tell me when they're going to eat and what they're going to eat. So why is it that when we start intermittent fasting, we feel this need to announce to everybody what we're doing? We don't really need to do that. It's our own personal business. So I would say just keep it private, not secretive or deceitful, but just private. And just realize that you don't have to announce to everybody when you're eating or what you're eating or why it is you're doing what you're doing. That's your business and it's personal to you. And then just tweak it around the people that are in your life that you feel like maybe you need to owe a little bit more to. I don't know. That's how I handle it. Let's see. Okay, cool. I already did that over there. Okay, so let me see who's over here on Facebook. And then I'm going to share with you guys what my food and fasting day was like today. And I think it's going to help some of you who are a little bit stuck. Maria, hello. Pamela, good to see you here again tonight. Carla from Des Moines, Iowa, welcome. Angelica, November holiday course. It's summer here and I feel fabulous with my new slimmer me. Girlfriend, I'm so jealous that it is summer there. Soak it all up for us. Diane Kerr. From Diane from South Australia. Welcome, girlfriend. Joy, you are so spot on this evening. You are describing me, loving the way I feel. IF has given me my youth back. Awesome, Joy. I love hearing that from you. You are so, okay, wait, I don't know why your comment posted twice. Yvonne, hi, Diane, June, and alumni. IF is completely worth it. The mental switch is necessary. I love IF, and I love what you are doing. Thank you so much. Oh, girlfriend, thank you for saying that. I always appreciate you. Brandy, I can once again finish my sentences. My mental clarity is back and I feel so normal again. IF for life. Yes, ma'am. Alana, howdy, November graduate and now an alumni course. I tell too many people what I'm doing. Yeah, I would ease back on that if you're getting some feedback from people that you don't appreciate. Maria, I've been IF for a while now, mostly 18-20. Have you ever fasted longer for say 48 hours or longer? That would say not better, but sometimes to reach a goal to heal, help with sugar addiction. I know it's a mindset. This is still my big struggle. I say, okay, let's talk about that, and then I'll share with my food day with you guys today. So the thing with long fast is I discourage it if you're using it as a and I'm going to say these two words, but I don't mean to be disrespectful to anybody who struggles with this or make light of this. But I always say women who do extended fasting as a way to recover from bad decisions, so it's like a binge purge kind of mentality, that's never safe. If you're going to pick a set amount of hours to fast to maybe experience what that feels like, or if you do have some sort of condition that maybe you're trying to speed up the process of recovery, then yeah, I would say yes. Anything over like 36, 40, even going into that 48-hour mark, is that area that's a little gray still in the fact of, do we really need it? This is why intermittent fasting has been so successful, especially for us women, and why I think we're gaining so many great benefits from it. It's because we don't have to necessarily go to extremes with anything. If you're fasting well in your fasted state and you're feasting well in your feasted state, and when you're feasting on nutrient-dense foods that are compiled of high fat, moderate protein, and conscious carbohydrates, you should be able to heal your body without having to go to any extremes. And when I mean extremes, I mean, even 48-hour fasting can feel a little extreme for some. If you have to talk yourself into it or psych yourself up for it or feel like you're really like anxious or stressed out about it, I would say it's not worth it. You can achieve the same results with a consistent, clean, fast, and nutrient-dense food compiled of what I just described. And you should be able to reap some amazing benefits. If you're going into something like a 48-hour fast and mentally and emotionally you feel pretty cool about it, and maybe you've already made some boundaries, set up some boundaries for yourself, or made some decisions like, hey, I'm going to try a 48-hour fast, but if at hour 36 I just am not feeling well, then I'm going to call it quits and just maybe try it at a different time. I think that was a healthy way to approach it, but you don't want to be freaked out by it. You don't want to be stressed. You don't want to feel like you have to exit your life. Or if you're feeling anxious, I would strongly recommend just consistent fasting and feasting well, and then see what that gets for you. Because I have a friend that wants to fast for like 10 days and I don't think she should. Okay, so Maria, just between us, because we don't want to have to make decisions for our friends or try to convince them against something that they're set on. Those kind of fasts should really be monitored by someone who's really experienced in extended fasting, and you have to be really aware of the food re-entry, the weight regain situation, and what happens to your body's digestive system when you re-enter food, and how to do that properly, how to manage your electrolyte levels. All of that stuff should be considered. If you do that and you're not experienced and you don't know what to expect, it can be really dangerous for some people. And And if you're consistently participating in extended fasting in that sort of binge purge kind of mentality, like, oh, I had a really bad food weekend, so now I'm going to just fast and make it up. And then you find yourself like doing that every weekend, then you end up putting your body into a state of like almost panic and can really wreak havoc on your metabolism, which is the opposite effect that we're trying to achieve with consistent intermittent fasting with nutrient-dense food feasting. So I say it's not really worth it. The best thing that you can do for yourself is just really create a really healthy environment around food when you're in your feasting window, and enjoy the energized sense of calm when you're fasting, and really just appreciate all the magic that's happening in your body with what you can do on a daily basis with a 20-hour fasting type of situation. That would be the advice that I would give anybody. Deb, I fast 20 hours, no problem. My problem is my feasting. I'm craving chocolate and eating it. The thought of eating veggies doesn't sound good. I have to work on my mindset. It's very hard for me. Okay, so Deb, what you want to do in that situation is find some alternatives that are maybe satisfying to you in the chocolate arena. So like I have an herbal chocolate tea that I drink that kind of helps with that. And see if you can get through a couple of nights without caving into the craving. Because what happens is it ends up being that emotional and mental thing and not really a physical need that your body has. And as soon as you break it, you know, set up new boundaries for yourself and change the habit, then you'll realize it wasn't really the chocolate that you were craving, but maybe the event surrounding what goes on during the chocolate. So is it like your kids are in bed and the house is quiet, so it's like, I deserve to have chocolate, so you eat it? Is it that thing where you sit on the couch and you watch all your tape shows? Like, what else is going on around you during the time that you're craving chocolate? And then see if that association is what's leading you to that, and can you change that? Now, not that chocolate is such a bad thing, but it could be that thing that's keeping you from reaching your optimum level of what you're trying to achieve. And so that's what you have to figure out, and then figure out like what we're talking about tonight. Is it worth it to put some boundaries on that and say, hey, maybe I'm just going to eat chocolate on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And if it's not a Tuesday and it's not a Thursday, you're just not going to eat chocolate. And I know that's what I had to do when I was trying to cut my fruit situation that I had when I was pre-diabetic, and it worked wonders. I've done it before with like drinking wine. Like I'm only going to drink wine on Saturdays when we go out, and I'm not going to drink wine at the house. And you just have to make these decisions and put boundaries in place, and then just make sure that you follow through on that. And the way you follow through on that is by staying conscious in your life and not letting your emotional or mental state check you out. Make sure you're mentally and emotionally conscious so that you can stick to the boundaries that you've set up for yourself, and that will help a lot. And I don't think anyone has ever fallen ill or died from a chocolate deficiency. So I doubt like that if you walked away from that craving for a few days, that anything bad would happen to you. And just try it and see what happens. And I know I'm a chocolate person too. I love me some chocolate, but I don't like the way it makes me feel. So when I associated chocolate at night with the way it makes me feel, then I realized I had to set up the boundaries. And when you set up the boundaries, then it can help you break that kind of addiction, that craving or habit. It's probably more of a habit than a craving. IF has been the best thing. I have finally been able to feel in control of what I put into my body. Love this lifestyle. Thank you for giving us so much in this community. Oh, you're welcome, girlfriend. Marina, I found a chocolate avocado mousse on Pinterest that helps and is pretty healthy. It helped my chocolate cravings. Yeah, there you go. And just set up some boundaries. That's the best advice I can give you. Donna, nice to have you here. I haven't seen you for a while. Okay, so let me share with you what I did with my feasting and fasting today. So I've been fasting and feasting very well. I've been fasting and feasting very well, even through the Thanksgiving holiday. I shared that with you guys. I've recently given up eating any kind of animal meat. I still eat some eggs, but no animal meat during the week, or really just anytime. I just don't feel like eating it. So my feasts have been very lean. Vegetables, pretty much, because I don't eat grains or anything either. So about 2 weeks of that, and I've been feeling really well. I woke up this morning and I just wasn't feeling well. I don't know, something just seemed off for me. I had my water, I had a cup of coffee. I still felt off. And so I just made a decision to eat. So I had breakfast this morning. I had two of my Kashi gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free waffles with a little bit of sunflower seed butter, very thinly sliced little pieces of banana on top with my cup of coffee. It was absolutely amazing. Then I didn't eat again till we had our fat shake. So then I had my shake, which was loaded with a bunch of stuff. And then I had dinner, which was my scalloped cauliflower and some baked kale. So that's what I had for dinner. So I really didn't fast too much today. I think I had breakfast at about 9:30 and I stopped eating last night at 7:30. So not too bad. I mean, it was still, what would that be? Like 14 hours. It's not too bad of a fast. And I ate really well today. I stopped eating tonight. I think, we did have a little bowl of cashew milk ice cream with some sunflower seeds on it. So I stopped eating at about 8. Then I'll fast normally tomorrow. Hopefully I'll wake up tomorrow feeling great. So this is that example of listening to the signs and the signals that your body is sending you. So I felt like I just needed to eat today. So I ate. I just made sure when I ate really good food, and food that I know that my body handles well, so that tomorrow I don't wake up feeling bad. And I'll report tomorrow how I feel, just to kind of let you guys know. So just because you're a faster, or you're going to intermittent fast for life or whatever, doesn't mean you can't have a day where you feast. And so sometimes your body's going to tell you that you just need to eat. And you got to listen to those signs and signals and just make sure that you're eating nutrient dense food so that your body will appreciate the decisions that you're making and what you're doing. And then you just go right back into your fasting, the way you do the next day or a couple days or whatever you have to do. That also applies for those days when you're just like, I just don't feel like eating today. Like, that's okay. Your body knows once you've gone through this process and you've really trained your body to be a fat burner and produce ketones for your brain to live off of and your body to use to be a fat burner, you can jump in and out of fasting pretty efficiently. And then if you've made the emotional commitment to what you're doing, you won't have any bad feelings about those decisions that you're making, because you'll understand that listening to the signs and the signals that your body is sending you is the best thing that you can do for yourself. And so tomorrow I'm going to wake up and I'm going to just go by how my body's feeling tomorrow, and I'm sure I'm going to feel great and I'll probably have a ton of energy, and I'll just go right back into what I do with a 20-hour fast. Not an issue at all. So remember that it's okay to make those decisions, and it's okay to fast a little longer, or it's okay to skip dinner. If you just don't feel like eating, that's exactly what your body is telling you to do, and you're not going to starve to death and nothing bad's going to happen to you. You just have to make sure that everything that's going on up here and everything that's going on in your heart matches with what those signals that your body is making you, so you make good decisions that coincide with what your body is telling you to do. And that's just that communication that we have with, when we make the decision to let our brain be the leader and our body be the follower. That's good. But then there's going to be those times when your body's going to lead, and it's going to tell your brain that you need to make some changes, and it's okay to go with that too. You just have to be honest with yourself about the decisions that you're making, and then make sure that when you're feasting well, and you're not just using it as an excuse to fill your body with a bunch of crappy food that you feel like you've been missing out on, because I promise you that won't feel good at all. And a few of us experienced that over the Thanksgiving break, I know. So listen to your body is the big premise of that little share that I did with you guys. It's okay to eat sometimes. I have been so lean on my food, and I've been waking up feeling amazing every day for the past several weeks since I've given up meat. And today I just didn't feel well. And so I listened to that, and I treated my body to a little bit extra food. Pam, great ideas. Good. I needed this tonight. Thank you. You're welcome, Pam. And Lisa, hello from Kansas City. Looking forward to signing up for the course. I'm looking forward to signing up for the course too. Remember, we have a course going on right now, the holiday course, which you're more than welcome to jump into. You sign up today, you start tomorrow, so you don't have to wait for anything. And I guarantee you in a week or two, you'll be feeling amazing. Right, ladies? Alana, that's the beauty of this lifestyle. It's amazingly flexible and so very forgiving. Thank you for sharing your own experiences with us. Yeah, you're welcome. And, I don't want you guys to ever think that everything for me every day is perfect. It's not. It's far from perfect. I have just come to the realization and the decision that this is the way I'm going to live my life. And so I'm totally okay with building in flexibility around that. And the flexibility comes with how my body's feeling and the lifestyle that I choose to live so that I can be authentic. I don't have any hard and fast rules about what I do. And you guys know that because you know I don't count calories. I don't count macros. I don't care about that stuff. I just want to feel great. And I want to look and feel good in my own skin, and that is really important to me at this stage of my life, and I know it is for a lot of you too. So so pay attention to those things and make sure that you are providing that for yourself, and giving yourself that grace every now and then to just breathe and relax and just go with the flow. It's a really comforting and great feeling. Like I said, I had a great day and I enjoyed my coffee with my waffles and watched Kelly and Ryan. It was super awesome. Deb, what was that? You had a question for me. Have you started your goal planning for for your 2018 passion planner? No, because my passion planner hasn't come in the mail yet. But when it does, I will. I'll share that with you guys. Have you started your goal planning in your... No. Yeah, so no. Do you have a passion planner, Deb? Let's see what Donna is having to say. I was really good on, I think that's Thanksgiving Day. One day I ate TG. Next day I ate your salad, cucumber, sweet pepper, avocado, olive, pumpkin seeds. Oh, rice vinegar. That's my favorite salad. For 2 days, I'm hooked now. Now hubby wants my salad, so I have to make for both of us. We love it. Then I'm on a 22-hour fast every day this week. Good for you. Yeah, that salad is amazing. It's amazing. It's funny. I have a cucumber and stuff in my refrigerator. I'm waiting for some avocados to ripen so I can make it too. What's a passion planner? A passion planner is just a planner that I've been using for like the past 3 or 4 years. That's just set up really well for setting up goals, and it has a bunch of positive messages and stuff like that in. I'll have... What I'll do is I'll post a link in our course for what a passion planner is so you guys can see what it looks like. Kara's using one too. I gave Kara one as a gift and she says she really likes it too. So it's just one of those planners that just has worked for me for a very long time. And you guys can Google it too. Just Google passion planner. They're really cute and they have really good positive things inside, and I love the way it's laid out. So that's the one that I use. Linda, I've done the same thing, been really hungry in the morning and I've eaten breakfast, then had my shake at lunch and had regular dinner. I bought some apples today because I really want to eat some. Yeah. When you want apples and stuff like that, I would say just buy one and just be done. I've really learned that with fruit and stuff like that. And even my husband's learned that too. We've just threw away some strawberries. Like, ugh, when are we going to learn? Don't buy fruit at Costco anymore because it comes in too big of a quantity and we're not going to eat all of that. So it's okay to buy one apple at the store. We don't have to buy a bag full of apples or a bunch of apples or a basket of apples. Just buy one. Buy one really nice apple and enjoy the heck out of it and then just be done. And that's the best way to go. Oh my gosh, I need that recipe. Nikita, it's in the alumni course, so you'll get it. It's great. You got yours. Okay, cool. Which one did you get, Deb? Did you get the new, is it the Echo? I think it's what it's called. They're with the cool covers and stuff. Maria, you mentioned a smoothie shake. May I ask what you add? I need more ideas. Maria, I use a very specific vegan protein powder with Ripple milk as the liquid with water. I put some sunflower seed butter, macadamia nuts, powdered greens, and a focused energy in mine. So that's what I have for my break fast shake every day, pretty much every day. Okay, anything else you guys want to talk about before I jump off of here? The Gold Dream Catcher, first time for Passion Planner. Awesome, you're going to love it. So maybe inside of what we'll do is we'll start talking about setting up goals, and then maybe in the January course, we'll do some goal setting in the Passion Planner specifically. Or maybe we'll just do a live about how to set goals from the Passion Planner or something like that. So what my advice is, and what I've always done with my goals is I set them and then I reverse engineer them. So I back into them, and it really helps a lot because you can break them down into littler goals. And I was just talking about this with Michael just a little while ago, and how I was looking back on different periods of my life. And when I have been at my peak health and fitness, I always achieve my goals. So that's why I think that intermittent fasting and everything that we're doing here, and then really incorporating some good life goals that we want to achieve, goes so well together. Because when you're when your mind is clear and you can focus and you can concentrate and you're optimistic and you have energy, literally anything that you want to achieve is achievable. And I'll share this with you guys a little bit more probably in our course in January, some of the things that I accomplished in this last year that are just mind-blowing to me, and I wouldn't have been able to do it had I not healed myself and not figured out this lifestyle for me. And so I hope to be able to pass that on to all of you too, that it's really a great opportunity for us women. And we think oftentimes, when we hit this certain point of our life, and again, I'm talking about any point that you hit personally where you feel like you don't know what to do next. You can do anything you want to do next. You can literally do anything that you want to do next, because everything else in your life is no longer a problem or bothersome for you. Everything else is fine. And now you have all this extra time and you have all this extra energy and you have all this, for us, all this extra money, because we're not spending as much money on vitamins, we're not spending as much money on supplements, we're not spending as much money on just unnecessary things that are quick fix, feel good things, because we already feel good. And so you end up really having an opportunity to have some real flexibility and opportunity in your life, because so many other things have opened up for you. And that's really what I want to focus on with you guys in 2018, is how do you tap into all that stuff? And if it's, for some, it's the first time. And I know for me, like, something happened this last year that happened to me for the first time, where things really did open up. And fortunately, I was able to take advantage of it and I didn't let it pass me by. And I do have to put intermittent fasting as the reason for that, because it really has done so much more for me than just help me lose weight. It really has helped me become healthy in so many areas of my life. And I think that's the best part. It's not just about the weight loss. It's about being healthy in all aspects of your life. And that's what I want to help you guys with. Okay, cool. So I am going to go ahead and call it a night. And thank you guys again for jumping in. I always love having you here. It's so cool to have such great like-minded women hanging out together and sharing some good ideas and helping each other. So I always appreciate you guys. I want to make sure that you guys know that. And I will be back here tomorrow night, Thursday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Remember, you can jump into the holiday course. Don't be afraid or wait to jump into the holiday course, because we're changing things in January. You're missing out on so many amazing days in the month of December of you feeling and looking your best, and really having an opportunity to save some money on getting rid of some of those quick fix elixirs that you won't need anymore. So everything will work out fine. You'll be perfect even in January if you decide to jump us again. So I always say, if you're on the fence or you're feeling like you're not sure, just jump in. Trust me, you will not regret it. It'll be a great thing for you. And we have the alumni course that's still open for all my recent graduates. You guys can jump into that as well. So I'm going to say goodnight. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Thanks for jumping on. If you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to me. I am here for you if you need me. Have a good night.